What's up, YouTube? This is the Brooklyn Bounce channel. I'm here with probably half of chapter 13 from the book Anthony's Boy, The Prince of Bath Avenue, the true story of former Bonanno family hitman Joey Calco, written by Richard Stanley Kagan. Before I start though, it looks like I'm getting famous enough, if you want to say that, with my full 232 subscribers as of today, that I can get trolls now. Because on my video, Chapter 9, Part 3, somebody wrote last night, it's like listening to a 5-year-old child reading, which is cool and everything, I'll give you that. I admit I have a speech impairment. This is the way I read now. It doesn't really say anything about my education because I have 2 college degrees from 2 separate colleges. But the only thing that I noticed is, if you're going to make fun of me, it probably doesn't look too good on your part if you're spelling two T-O-O instead of T-O. See, the T-O-O that you spelled it, it's kind of out of context. The two that you spelled it, it actually means in addition to or also, or like higher than the desired amount. Like you're driving too fast. That would be the term that you would use the two in the way you spelled it. The two that you want to, if you want to make fun of me the way I read, you would write, it's like listening to with just one O, not 2 O's. A 5-year-old child reading. So to Richie, I'm gonna tell you, you probably want to go in the comments and change that to a different way. So, to the different spelling. Just 1 O, not 2 O's in the 2. I know it's complicated. I know it's spelled 3 different ways and it has 3 different meanings. So, but anyway, don't worry about that. We'll get you literate if we have to. So, here we go. Chapter 13. The 1990s. Life is good. Now it's the 1990s and I'm married with 2 kids. Life is good again. I'm living on Staten Island. I'm going to Brooklyn every day and going to the Spiro West Side Social Club and getting to meet a lot of guys from the Bonanno family. One of those guys is Anthony G, or TG for short. He's a Capo Regime, a captain in the Bonanno family. He is well known on Staten Island and Brooklyn. This guy would play a big role in my life in the mob. At the same time, Joe Messino is the boss of the Bonanno family. Joe Messino, who is the boss of the Bonanno family, is in and out of prison, and the Bonanno family is gaining ground and status in the Cosa Nostra. This is the first time in 2 decades the Bonanno family is on the top, is on top to be the most powerful family in New York City. And me and my friends are part of this. Since federal agent Joe Pistone has infiltrated the Bonanno crime family as Donnie Brasco in the 1980s, Bonannos were blackballed from the commission where all 5 families would sit down and rule together. This is quite a remarkable thing to have happened, and it is true that truth is stranger than fiction. More dangerous too is truth. So now Joe Messino is out and John Gotti. So now Joe Messino is out and John Gotti is in jail, and the Gambinos is in dismay. The Bonannos are on top. Tony G sees to it that me and my friends are doing good in the neighborhood. TG is looking to pull us in with him. He knows that we are powerful guys in Brooklyn and wants to have us on his side. So now he starts coming around to the neighborhood more often, especially Bass Avenue and the Sparrow Club, to see Anthony Sparrow. But I would see and talk to him all the time. TG and me would meet and talk about all kinds of things, especially the Costa Nostra business. You can see that TG was molding me to become a made member of the Bonanno family. And he was very happy to have me on his side and wanted me to be with him. One time TG had a problem with a guy named John Sonny Papa. John was a tough guy from South Brooklyn Court Street, to be exact. John Papa was with the Colombo family and was up and coming in the neighborhood. One day TG comes to see me and we go for a walk. We go for a walk and talk around the block. I can see that TG is upset, and he asks me if I know John Papa and if I knew where to find him. I ask him what John Papa has done, and he tells me what John Papa did, or Papa, sorry, did in TG's strip club in Staten Island last night. TG owns some strip clubs on Staten Island, and me and my friends would routinely meet TJ at his club on Arthur Kill Road in Staten Island. This is where TG had a problem with John Papa. I believe it's Papa. Last night, John Papa and some of his friends came to the club and started to bully some of the girls. The bouncer asked John to leave, but John wasn't going to have it, and it looks like John wasn't going to have it and be disrespected by a bouncer. Sorry about that. So John Papa pulls out a gun and starts shooting shots in the air inside the club, and everybody starts running out to the street. It's a big mess. This is a very respected social club. I'm sorry, this is a very respected club. And to have shooting here would ruin its reputation and hurt business. So TG wants me to find John Papa and kill him. This would be my first time of many that TG would ask me to do a hit for him on a guy with another family, in this case the Colombo family, and it would be sanctioned by the Bonanno family. So I accept the hit. Me and my friends go to look for John Papa. John now knows that there is a contract out on his life, and he would be hiding. We are looking for him all over the city, but we can't find him anywhere. Then we get a call telling us that John is at his girlfriend's house on 12th Avenue in Brooklyn. So me and Tommy Reynolds go up there with my shotgun that I was holding for Tommy Karate until he gets out of prison for all the life terms he is serving. I feel a little like Rambo, and it feels pretty good because now I'm moving up, and I'm gonna hit a guy who's with another family, and the hit was sanctioned by the Bonannos. So for this time, right here, right now, I can't get in any trouble. I can't get any trouble that I used to get into in the old days. It seems that I got a lot smarter in just a few short years. Yeah, I went to the school for smart. I figure that it's about time that I started using my head for something else than a target for some wise guy's bullets. I'm looking through the open window of John Papa's girlfriend's house. I see him in the house. I tense my finger on the trigger and relax and take aim, and suddenly John Papa spins around like he's got eyes in the back of his head, looking me straight in the face, eyes to eyes. I see his face explode. And his mouth opens up and he yells, "Holy shit!" Then he spins around again. Before I can get the shot off, he runs down the room. He runs down the room and hall and out the back door. I got Tommy at the back door, and he's surprised when he sees John Papa yelling and screaming as he races past him, knocks the gun out of Tommy's hand. It's dark, and it's the back of the house, especially when Papa's girlfriend turns off the inside lights so that she can find a safe place to hide from all the bullets, which she expects to come flying through the windows and glass shattering all over the place. Tommy recovers and finds his gun and starts shooting at John, who's halfway down the street at this point, and he's running back and forth like a serpentine, like Peter Falk did in that movie, The In-Laws, with Alan Arkin, where Falk yelled, "Serpentine, serpentine," as they ran away from the blazing guns shooting at them. So we can't hit him too easily. I get alongside Tommy and open up with my Rambo super shorty shotgun when John Papa pulls out his gun as he's running and starts shooting back at us. I feel a bullet streak by my head as it cuts. I feel a bullet streak by my head and it cuts me open. I feel a bullet streak by my head and it cuts me open in the left temple area. It's the running coward bastard has to hit me, and I'm bleeding all over the place. I don't know if he killed me with the lucky shot and if I'm going to die, but I know that I'm spurting blood all over 12th Avenue. I think that maybe I'm already dead, but I can't be sure because I don't at this point know what death really feels like. Tommy rips his jacket off and wraps it around my head to try and stop the bleeding, and I press on it tight. We both hightail it back to the stolen car we got waiting for us. Tommy drives and we make it back to Bath Avenue where Tommy's girlfriend lives. We go up into her apartment. She washes my wound and puts some antibiotic cream to kill the germs. And then she tapes a gauze dressing around my head. And I look like the fife player in the Revolutionary War picture. The Revolutionary War picture of the drummer boy and the fife player leading the American troops into battle against the British. Tommy and me leave, and we ditch the car, and I get back into my house in Staten Island, and I crawl into bed so not to wake up anybody, and I fall asleep with pain in my head from a crazy pain in my ass, who didn't want to die that night and who ran away into the safety of darkness. I'll have to wait another day to catch him for that to happen because now I'm too tired to do anything else but sleep. After a few weeks, Tony G comes back to Bath Avenue to talk to me. He tells me that I did good and I scared the hell out of John Papa and the Colombos. They said they never saw anybody as crazy as me, and they started to call me Crazy Joey. Tony tells me that he's calling off the hit on Papa because he had a sit down with the Colombos, and they came up with an agreement not to kill Papa at this time. But the possibility is still open in the future if he gets out of line again. So John Papa gets to live another day, and I really don't care because I was just doing my job and I had nothing against the guy. John Papa would turn out to be a mad killer for the Colombo family, especially during the Colombo War of the early 1990s. He would kill 4 people in this war and get himself 2 life sentences in prison. Maybe if I had clipped him that night, the world would have been a better place for those 4 guys, and those 4 guys would still be alive today. But then again, think about all the other guys that those guys would have killed if John Papa hadn't whacked them when he did. I guess maybe things turned out the way that they were supposed to. I guess so. Can't outguess fate. After all was said and done with 20th Avenue boys, Paulie Galino got himself a sit down with the Colombo family to straighten out the matter over the killing of OJ and Frankie Chestnut. The 2 families called a truce so that there would be no more killing between the Bath Avenue boys and the 20th Avenue crew. And the killings of OJ and Frankie Chestnut would even the killings of OJ and Frankie Chestnut would even out the score on both teams. Now, Anthony Sparrow straightened this out so that there would be peace in the streets and business could now proceed without any more noise and nonsense, so that both families could stop losing money because of cowboy killings without sanction and permission from the bosses. In this life, in the mob, whenever somebody has bad blood with somebody else, it always comes down to somebody getting dead. One night after this, me and the guys go over to the Vegas diner and get something to eat, and there's a bunch of 20th Avenue boys there. One of the guys was called Richie Reeves, and he was one of the guys who killed Frankie Chestnut. Some words were being said in the diner to me and my guys. Some words were being said in the diner, and me and my guys start fighting with the 20th Avenue guys right outside the diner. I pick up a fork and stab one of the guys in the eye. The fight goes on, and Paulie Galino is fighting with one of the guys on the sidewalk and kicks his ass in. Well, now it's plain to see that our little peace treaty is all over. Paulie goes to see John Benanti to explain what happened at the diner, but John doesn't want to hear it because Anthony Sparrow had to sit down and brokered the peace treaty for him that time. So then Paulie takes matters into his own hands and starts a war with the 20th Avenue boys. This is a big mistake for Paulie because it puts all the Bath Avenue boys in danger of being killed by starting a war without sanction from the Bonanno family. And doing this on his own. This will be the downfall of Paulie Galino. This will start a chain of events that Paulie cannot control. Paulie is very upset with John Benetti for not taking Paulie's back in this matter, and now Paulie is secretly going to Giorgi Conti and Jimmy Gallione from the Lucchese family, and they are guys who grew up selling. These are guys who we grew up with selling pot in the neighborhood, and who killed our friend John Polio back in the day. This will be Paulie's second mistake for going to other wise guys for help when he is with the Bonanno family. This is the one thing that you don't do in the mob. You don't jump fences, meaning you don't switch sides. When you are with one family, you don't switch sides when you're with one family if you want to be respected anymore. This would be an ongoing situation for a while. Paulie would be making a lot more trouble in our neighborhood. Paulie will be making a lot more trouble in the neighborhood before this all blows up in his face. One day, me and my friends decide to get revenge for the murder of my friend Giorgi Adamo. He was my best friend. It's time for payback. We start looking for Stephen Romano, who is the guy who stabbed Giorgi, and said it was a mistake, and he was only trying to defend himself from Giorgi trying to rob him while Stephen was selling drugs on the corner. Well, an eye for an eye, right out of the Holy Bible, is how we look at it. Stephen has to go. Stephen lives on Bay 19th Street, just down from Bath Avenue. We start plotting and sitting on him, watching the time he leaves his house and when he comes home. One day, he sees one of us sitting on him, and he gets spooked and starts to run. Now we can't find him. We're looking all over the place for him. Stephen is with the Lucchese family, with a guy named Goya, who is a made member of the family, and has guys running around the neighborhood selling cocaine, and Stephen is one of them. The drug dealers are two brothers who are twins, and they are local guys. They are good friends with Steve Romano and are helping him hide out. So we contact one of the twins and tell him that we want to buy some cocaine. He meets me and Tommy Reynolds on Bay 8th Street, and he brings his uncle with him. This uncle is supposed to be a tough guy and is there to protect him from us. He drives up, and me and Tommy jump into the backseat of his car. The twins' name is Neil Nastro. He asks me what I need, and he asks me what I need, and Tommy and me pull out our guns and tell them we want all their money and their drugs. Neil gives us all he's got. Then we ask him where we can find Stephen Romano, and he starts to get loud with us, and his uncle starts arguing with us. Tommy puts the gun to his uncle's head and pulls the trigger and shoots him in the face. Bang. Neil sees this and tries to get back in the car. Tommy grabs him by the neck, puts the gun to the back of his head and shoots him. Bang. One shot to each. Dead, just like that. Tommy is ruthless. He definitely doesn't have any of the ruth in his whole body. He is totally without ruth. And that is what makes him such a good killer. We are so much alike in that we could be brothers, even twins. We are that much alike. Like the movie The Corsican Brothers, which we like very much. The whole neighborhood now knows that Neil and his uncle got killed, and it's all over the front page of the New York Post as part of the Colombo family war that's going on. This is a good cover for us, and we figure that we can go on robbing and killing Colombo guys, and we won't ever get blamed. So we're making money again. But then Frankie Goya finds out. But then Frankie Goya finds out that it was Tommy and me somehow, and he wants to kill Tommy and me. And it seems like now to be all in a day's work. It's what comes naturally when you're in the streets of the mob. I can see it now. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. There's about probably got another 10 pages left. I'm gonna come back later on today. I'm gonna reread the last paragraph because I made a lot of mistakes in it. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe. Keep listening. We're almost done with this book. We've got 20 chapters total. Anyway, again, I apologize for the way I sound and the way I read. That's just the way it is. If, like I said, if I had anybody else I could give them to read the book, I would. But I don't have anybody else to read it, and as you know, you can't find this book anywhere, so pretty much I have to read it. Anyway, thank you for listening, and have a good day. I'll see you later.